Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara.
My name is August.
Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another BYOP video. Yes, we are at the end of another month. So if you want to see the palette I created for this month, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I hope your week is going fantastic and the year is just zooming on by. Like 2023 went by so fast, and this end part of the year I feel like is really going fast. Anyway, let me know how you're doing in the comment section or the chat, whichever you prefer, and let's get into this video. So if you're new here, the BYOP series was started by myself and my friend Kelly over at Keep Beauty Real in an effort to use our beautiful indie singles for the most part. This month is a little bit different, and we just felt like, you know, we collect these singles and we love swatching them, but we don't really get them on the eyes. I think I swatched them more than I put on my eyes, so we wanted to change that, and building a palette based on the theme was the way we chose to do it. If you want to collab with us, this is always an open collab, and the only rule is that we pick 10 shades based on whichever theme, and we're always looking for theme ideas. We've got a whole list of themes that you all have given to us, so I definitely love you know, creating these palettes based on the ideas that you all send us. So if you do participate, definitely tag Kelly and I, whether you're on Instagram or on YouTube, let us know. And I love looking at palettes that people create. Like, they're better than a lot of these pre-made palettes that are out here now. Although I love pre-made palettes too. I love them a lot. So this month, our palette was comprised of shades that we have used the most often. And this one was kind of tough because the shades that I use most often are in palettes. And so this one's a little bit different. I have a combo of palette shades as well as some of my most used indie singles, and they make the perfect combination. So I'm gonna show you the palette and I'm gonna tell you, you'll probably know where these shades came from when you see them. So let's get into it right now. I'm also not sure who's participating in this month's collab. I know Kelly is, so her video is gonna be in the description box, usually Lock Maiden, and we do have a few other content creators that participate in and out. So if I get any links to videos, they will be in the description box. And I also have a Build Your Own Palettes playlist. Okay. Enough of that. I'm gonna turn this down and we're gonna get into it. Usually when I do my eyeshadow and it's not for the YouTubes, I just gravitate to certain shades. So this is the palette I'm gonna show you here because you can kind of see some of these duochrome flips. It wouldn't be a me look without some type of duochrome. I love this palette a lot. Here is the palette up front. Here's the palette up close, and I'm wondering, can you tell where my mattes came from? So it's funny because oftentimes when I looked at this, I was like, I don't have one Sydney Grace single in this palette. And it's crazy because a few months ago we did I think it was like a go-to palette. I can't remember what month that was. And I had a bunch of Sydney Grace shadows, all of these, and then my 4 special shades. One of them I actually took and put in here because it's one of my most used. All of the mattes in this palette came from the Natasha Denona Biba palette. Anytime I think about just putting some eyeshadow on real quick, even if it's just to give my eye a little contour, it's always that palette. And the Biba palette is one I accumulated kind of late in the game because I know it's been around for a while, and I ended up getting it off of Macari and it was new, but I don't think I paid $100 for it. And you know, the Biba palette is $129, but when I think of like classic neutral palette that you can wear every day but also go kind of smoky and glam, it's that one, because you have a lot of the warm browns, but then you have a bottom row that's like cool and gray. I got it right here actually because I need to look at the shade names, but I just think this is the perfect everyday palette. And anytime I can't think of something to wear, I'm like, just grab Biba and put on one of these mattes. So I'm gonna get Marky out the shower, and then we're gonna get into the shade names and the swatches. And I'll tell you about the other brands too. All right, everyone's clean. Let's get into this. Why did my Biba palette sound like that? A mess. So this is the shade Cocoa. This is the third shade in the Biba palette. It's just a regular matte. I don't think it's like anything special. Lies, all Natasha Denona mattes are special. What? Slusha? Yes, okay. This is just perfect. Okay, this is one of my favorite Cliona shades from the Stained Glass collection. Anytime I just don't know what to do, Vermilion is always that girl. Vermilion is that pink to gold duochrome shift. Davina has one called Tucana. There's one in the Sashimi City palette, Futurism palette from the former Kaleidos, because everything they do is neutral. This is probably one of my favorite pink to gold duochrome shifts. Pat McGrath has one too. It's in the Sublime palette because I just used it. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. No light tricks necessary. The fourth shade in the Biba palette is Freckle. Freckle is like the perfect transition shade. And this reminds me a lot of Peanut Butter by Sydney Grace, which if I was going for singles, I'm gonna tell you, Peanut Butter and Mom Ride. This would be a little closer to Mom Ride. Mom Ride might be a little darker. Mom Ride might have been like this. And then this is like Peanut Butter. So I could easily swap these out. But as I said, when I'm in a jiffy, I go for the palettes. This one right here. This is Hyperion. So this went with favorite shades and most used shades. So it's been in 2 palettes this year, maybe 3. This is probably one of my favorite Terra Moon shades, and I love gray-based duochromes, and that's what Hyperion is. And Terra Moons makes a lot of them, and sometimes it's hard to tell the difference because I couldn't find Hyperion. So there's La Lune, there's like Veil Nebula, Helix Nebula. They have a whole thing, but like right here, it just looks almost like Tiara from Sydney Grace, like silver, but this is a gray-based duochrome. It's got green in it. Let me just go ahead and swatch it. How about that? Oh my God. Look at that. I love this shade. It is so good, and it can go with so many looks. So it's almost like a taupey green. I mean, it almost looks lavender right there. Next, we're gonna go into the 6th shade from the Biba palette, and this is the shade Pasha. So Pasha is another beautiful matte shade. It's kind of warm. This is the one I said reminds me a bit of Mom Ride. I wanna say Mom Ride. Or Chocolate Raspberry Fudge from Sydney Grace. Yes, okay. Okay. All right, next shade. So this is one of my favorite circle shades from Cliona, and it is this shade Brit Brit. Brit Brit is one of the singles that came out. It was a fundraiser bundle. I think it might have gone to the Trevor Project, and there were like 5 shades. It was kind of like a neutrals. This one is so good because of the reflex. I love this one. It has a lot of sparkly reflex, but it's not a hollow shade or anything like that. It is just, I don't even know what to say. That whole bundle was really nice. So again, this is almost like another taupey shade. Let me just see. I just don't think you can see it, but the reflex are a couple different colors, but it's like golden. This isn't like a duochrome, but there's just these golden reflex in here that are just, they're really pretty. And I don't know how to make them show up. All right, we have another stained glass shade from Cliona. This is Forge. The Forge looked like it's seen better days. Because one time River came over and he like just came in and threw my whole Cliona stained glass palette to the ground, and like a lot of my shades came out, and Forge is one of the ones I had to forge back together. Look at that. And I know we've seen these shifts now, but I'm gonna say, like, when I got my Cliona shades, I had never seen anything like this, and I still, the form, like, you don't even have to try. You don't have to try to see it. You don't have to turn the lights down. Nothing. Going back to Biba, this is the 9th shade in the palette, and it is the shade Buff. So Buff is, it has kind of like this reddish undertone. It's a little deeper than Freckle, but like I said, it's got this kind of reddish brown, like, will go really nice with like terracotta type, I guess, shades. I was gonna say terracotta shimmers, but this just reminds me of a terracotta. It is a terracotta. It doesn't remind me of it. It is. All right. One of the most underrated shimmer that I know of is Red Giant by Terra Moons. Red Giant has also seen better days, but I'm gonna tell you, Red Giant still has that fire. Red Giant still has the flames. So be it. Oh my gosh. When I first saw Red Giant, I don't think I had seen a shade like this. And I'm still having a hard time just understanding this magic. It is so beautiful. And this is the problem, like with the indie singles. It's like, I just love them so much. And then it's like, I just want more. So it's gold, it's red, it's pink, it's icy, but it's hot. Like Icy Hot. Remember Icy Hot? Do they still sell Icy Hot? I remember my pop always had to have some Icy Hot for like his bag. Look at this. Okay, just can't. And the last and final shade of the palette is from Biba, and this is the shade Seed. And Seed is a regular matte. It's regular matte. Natasha tried to get me with her Black Friday sale. That wasn't as good as it had been in previous years. I mean, it was all right, but part of me wanted to get the Star palette, and then I started looking at reviews and it didn't seem all that. Okay, that's neither here nor there because it's over with. Here is my palette. You can let me know if you shopped her sale. But I mean, Biba is always a winner, but this palette is a winner. I mean, this is great. This is really great. I feel like you have enough to just go neutral. You have enough for just a matte one and done. You have enough to do glam. You have enough to do something that looks regular, and then you get up on it and you just realize it's everything. But you know what I'm saying? Ooh, this has to be one of my favorites. I'm into this palette. Okay, so I think I'm gonna be doing 2 looks, and I'm just gonna do one now. I'm not going anywhere, so we're just gonna have fun with it and get this party started. Got some ears here today. It's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. I have on my Nars foundation. I have on my Dior concealer. I am wearing, a new lip oil from Blends. This is my new lip oil. It is called Love Bite. Y'all, don't buy any more Dior lip oils. I'm just letting y'all know. Get the Blends. Sorry. Y'all know I love some Dior lip products, but this is great. Luckily the sale is over because I went back in for more. All right, so yeah, Love Bite. I'm wearing, what's it called? Bohemian Girl RMS blush. I'm going to start with Buff, that little orangey terracotta matte shade. We're gonna go into that first, and I'm excited. I'm gonna take my What's Up Beauty R104 brush. I'm just taking Buff all in the crease area, even down on the lid today, actually. I really like this shade. And again, this is a shade that I would just wear by itself. Like, I'm not wearing eyeshadow like that today. I need to just put something on. This is it right here. To give you a little flush of color. I love this shade.
Do you see much me in the
And I'm gonna deepen this look up by using the shade Pasha. It's almost like a deeper version of Buff, because Buff only builds up so much. All right, and now I know I want to use my baby Forge. And Forge is so smooth, you need nothing to go with it. I think Santa's real.
Because I think
I can't
the
buy
parents
it.
that always gets the gifts.
Say this again?
I think the parents always gets the gifts.
Parents do get some of the gifts.
Hey Siri, is Santa Claus? Hey Siri, is Santa Claus real?
Oh, Siri says she's not allowed to disclose whether or not Santa's real or not. We're just taking this all over the lid. Like, this is just so beautiful. And it's kind of festive too. It's almost like that fuchsia, that green. And you don't even need another shimmer with it, because depending on, you know, the light, the way you're looking, you can see that green there. Like, and that's the beauty of the duochromes. And sometimes it, like, if you put too many on, you lose the beauty. You don't let them shine. They don't get their just due. Is that just due? I don't know where I hear some of this stuff from, but I think that's what people say. Like, they're just not getting what they deserve, you know? You can't really see the beauty of them when you use too many. And so we're just gonna use that. So we're gonna go to the lower lash line. I mean, and that's so simple to create. And I'm gonna take Buff all over the lower lash line as well. I'm really feeling this color a lot.
It says Santa is real in the sense that he was an actual person. You hear me?
I heard you. I think it's just all up to what you believe and what you choose to believe. Like, I know some people don't, but
He is real.
all right. Did somebody say he wasn't? Oh no, I know you didn't say it. All right, we're gonna put Red Giant on the inner corner as my point. Yes, looks like this are probably my favorites. Like, they're so special to me. My little Red Giant got a little hard pan on it, still going. Just need a little tape. A little tape will fix it. All right, I'm gonna come back with my liner. I made my Biba palette sound like that. My palette closing sounding like a rickety door.
I thought that was your printer.
It was not my printer. I'll be back with my liner and my mascara, and I'll let you know what I think about this look. All right, y'all, I am back with the finished look, and I love it. I love it. It's like kind of smoky a little bit. Let me know what you think. So cute. I love it. Well, that's it for look number one. I love this. And again, it is a look that I can just put together with shades I know are gonna blend well. 99% of the time, I am filming in the morning before work. So it is nice to just have a palette I can go to and have shades that I can just count on. And again, I am a palette girl, although I love my singles. So I really love the idea. This might be the first time, and we've been doing this for a little over 2 years, that I've actually taken shades from a palette to put in a BYOP. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but this is the first time I think I've done that, and I really like it so far. So we are gonna do one more look, and then I will be back at the end to wrap it up and tell you about next month's palette. All right, y'all, here to do look number 2 with my palette, and I got a smooth 12 minutes, a smooth 12 minutes to get this on and popping. That was my Nars primer. All right, let's get this show on the road. We are going to start with the shade Freckle. This rickety palette is really killing me. I'm using a brush from Eyeshadow. It's been an uneventful morning. I haven't been on my bike this week, but that's okay. And I'm excited because I'm going out of town This weekend, I do need to make sub plans for the children because I'm gonna miss a little bit of work. So that's gonna be a focus today. And oh, we have karate. So I do think the boys are gonna get their belts today. So I will definitely keep y'all posted with that. Look at this, this is the ease. It's the ease for me. I'm gonna go into Cocoa, which is this one. So we started with Freckle. I don't know if I showed it. The same brush, just here on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna go into Seed, which is the deepest one. I'm just gonna take a slightly smaller brush. This one here from Melt. I always have to make sure I can see it since I have hooded eyes, because I'll be doing all this work and it's like, oh, you can't see it. But you can. And that's what I learned when I first started doing my makeup. I'm like, you have to stop and monitor because you can be doing all this work and you can't see it. Or you may not like the shape you're creating, you know what I mean? All that gradient and that shape. And I like this one. I don't know, Tasha, who has the best matte formula? Let's discuss. Because Tasha, I don't know if I'm gonna get into all the shades today, but I know I wanna use Vermilion and Hyperion. I don't know if I'm gonna get to Brit today, and that's okay. So Hyperion, my little gray-based duochrome, so smooth. This is so pretty. Let's take a little bit of Brit. Let's see. Let's put it there on the outer. I not see too much of it, and that's okay. Take a little more Brit. Oh, yeah, Cara, real nice. Going back into Seed, just to blend it. For the under eye, I'm taking a shader brush into Freckle. Then for our inner corner highlight, we're gonna go into Vermilion. Just there. Vermilion is also a shade that is so beautiful on the lid. I don't think I used it. I can't remember. I don't think I did though. I think I just used Forge yesterday. But Vermilion is good all over the lid as well. What else? I don't even know if I've ever used Red Giant on the lid. Let's see. Could. Give it a little pop right there. A little Red Giant. That's kind of cute. Just making stuff up. Gives a little fire to it. Right, that's the look. That's really pretty. I like it. Going into Bordeaux by Victoria Beckham. I still don't know what I did with the brown liner with Cocoa, but Bordeaux is nice too. Bordeaux might be my favorite. It's a nice burgundy. Oh, I taught August how to tie his shoes. He learned in about 10 minutes. August is a quick learner. He's a quick study. I'm proud of him. Marky's next. There. And then we'll do the What's Up Beauty mascara. And while palette, while I'm doing my mascara, let's go ahead and talk about next month, just because I am short for time. And let me also tell you about my scent of the day first. And scent of the day, oh my gosh, y'all, is almost gone. Look, Cream Chiffon by House of Sillage. And you know, House of Sillage needs to do refills because I don't need these cupcakes. I mean, they're nice, but I don't need another one. And I know Cream Chiffon was on sale. I don't think it is anymore, but because I got that for like 50% off, because you know how their prices roll. And y'all see they have a Wednesday fragrance coming out. Oh, man, but I love that. It's like, it's just creamy and marshmallowy. Very safe blind buy. It's so good. I didn't like the pink version of that. I had to sell that, but the Cream Chiffon is so nice. All right, moving on. Next month we are doing a reflection palette, and we did that last December, and that'll probably be a standing December BYOP because it's going to be different every year. So basically it's a reflection of your year. So just picking colors to represent how your year went, or, you know, to maybe represent things you did or memories that you made. So that one's always not a challenge, but it's one that I know last year I couldn't just throw it together. Sometimes I can throw these together at the last minute because I already have a vision and I already have shades in mind, but the reflection one, you do just that. So it's definitely a palette where you have to think about your entire year and 10 shades to represent that. So that's always an exciting one because, you know, everyone's year is so different. So I look forward to these videos every month, but the reflection one's really fun, you know, to see what people think about their year, you know, and how they represent that using eyeshadow shades. It's a pretty clever idea, I have to say. Not to toot our own horn, but I love that idea. All right, I do like this mascara a lot. I feel like it really does like elongate the lashes and volumize them. So yeah, y'all, I'm about to get on to work. It's almost 7:20. Supposed to be there at 7:20. You know how that goes. What is 7:20? Okay. Here is the finished look. I don't know. I kind of like this one better than yesterday. Something about the brown with the gray that I really like in this look. So yeah, the contrast of the brown and the kind of taupey color is what I like about this one. But overall, I mean, most of these shades, I have to say, like, those are the ones I think about. Those are the ones I go to. The Biba palette is a classic. I think that if that's a palette that you still want in 2023 or 2024, whenever you want it, I think the Biba palette is always going to be relevant. I don't know when the Biba palette first launched. I don't know. That was before my makeup life. But I will say that when I got it, I realized the hype about that palette and why it's so good. I don't know if there are any cream shades in the Biba palette. Let me just look really quick while I'm here, just because I really shouldn't be doing it. I think the black is maybe in this gray. Oh, there's 3. I think there's 3. What I was trying to get to is, even though that's an older palette, I don't know if or think that her matte formula has changed any. It's still really, really good in that palette. And so that's why I wanted to include that in my Build Your Own palette, because those are my most used mattes, I would say. As I said in the beginning, anytime that I need to just throw something together really quick, you just cannot go wrong with that palette. And then taking like the shimmers are okay in that palette, but taking those mattes and adding a couple multi-chromes, like just look, or dual chromes, look how beautiful this look came out. And it goes with everything, in my opinion. On the lips, I'm wearing Dior Bar, and for blush, I'm wearing Playtime by Iconic London. So I didn't say that. There we go. And I'm just wearing my little Towson sweatshirt today and some Uggs and some jeans. Just gonna take it easy. It's really cold. We'll probably have indoor recess again, unfortunately. But I'm gonna get on out of here. Remember to check out any of the other videos that I put in the description box and see what kind of palettes they came out with. I'm thinking right now it's gonna be me, Kelly, and Lock Maiden, but I'm not sure if anybody else is hopping on this one. But if they do, I will put them in the description box. And tomorrow starts Christmas, y'all. So y'all gonna see me for at least 24 days in a row. All right, thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again tomorrow, make sure you're being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.